So we're back in the saddle here. We're leaving Welch Creek behind. And so our next stop is going to be coming up just to kind of around the bend there. So I'll get you over there. It's kind of a, it's going to be a rock cut, but there's kind of a neat little sort of twist to it. Something that we've never really seen along the railway line here. So I'll get you over there. Okay, so we're coming up to this rock cut here. It's probably one of the lengthiest rock cuts in this area, really up until we get to sort of Pearl. So you can see the rock here is a little bit different. Not really that soft, kind of shaly red rock. Kind of a little bit more traditional. I don't know if this is a sedimentary rock or if this is igneous type rock. It looks a little bit more like a granite-esque. Again, I'm not a geologist, so I don't know. You see the cuts on both sides. It's not particularly high, so maybe 10 feet, maybe just a hair over. And so the cut continues here. There's almost ran over a spike here. So the cut continues here. There's all kinds of little things. That's a piece of a telegraph pole there. And there's another piece of a telegraph pole just up here. Now here we get into that kind of really soft, that shale-like kind of red rock. Now, one of the things you'll notice is if you look up, the Canadians in the audience here will remember a kid's TV show called The Friendly Giant, and he used to say, look up, look way up. So if you look up on the top of the cut there, which is probably about, I don't know, 10, 12 feet, you'll notice there's a chain link fence. And the chain link fence is surrounding a mine shaft. And before we mention anything more about it, so there is a little piece of telegraph pole that you can see right here, just there on the ground. So this is at least one of the shafts of the Enterprise mine, if not the shaft. Again, I don't know kind of the sort of what the configuration was like, but if you look at maps of this area, and I'll try to flash one up on the screen. So there is a geologic map of this area from the 1920s, and it basically shows you it actually kind of shows you it on the south side, but basically the shaft is here. And so what we'll do is we're going to jump up and go and take a look at that. Okay, so we've made our way above the level of the grade, which you can see just down here below us. We're probably about 15 feet or so above the grade. And so what you can see here is this fenced off area. And so this is the remains of the shaft, or one of the shafts of the Enterprise mine. The mine that lent itself to the initial name of Ancliff Station, which is to the east of us. And so we're not going to go in here. Looks like somebody's peeled back the fence here, but we're not going to go in. Basically, you can see there's an opening here. Looks like it's been cemented over. And you can kind of see some of the openings on the side here. I'm going to come over here and poke the camera over. I can see kind of an opening right there. And there looks like there's a tube. I don't know if that's for ventilation or what the purpose of that. Down here you can see all of the spoil that's here. And so basically, as far as I understand, the Enterprise mine was an amethyst mine. And we've kind of mentioned this on a few occasions before, that this area has quite a number of amethyst mines. It's one of the biggest amethyst producers in the world. You can see the rocks with all of the mineralization in here. I'm not a geologist, so I can't tell you what I'm looking at, but certainly you can see a lot of these kind of really white colored rocks. This one here has some green in there. Again, I took a geology course in university, but you think I can remember anything? So yeah, so really kind of interesting to see all of this, and I mean, right beside the grade. This is on maps at the time when the railway was operating. So, for example, there's a 1920s map that basically shows this mine on there. So, again, you can click on there and take a look at that. You can see some of the neat sort of mineralization in here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to head back down to the grade and just continue pushing our way to the west towards Pearl. Okay, so now we're just going to continue heading west here. Again, you can see sort of the continuation of the rock cut here, and as we kind of pan back. Again, that soft kind of shale red rock, and you're going to see a lot of that coming up in the next sections by Pearl and then by Pass Lake. Seems to be a very, very common thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip you ahead to our next point of interest. Actually, we do have kind of one here, and so we have there is a culvert here. It is a modern one, but you'll notice right down here there is a piece of the segmented concrete culvert. I don't know where the rest of them are, but there's at least one piece that's kind of sitting here all by its lonesome. So here we have a little kind of itty bitty piece of rock cut. Again, you can see that very red, kind of soft rock. So we'll pull up here for a second, and we've talked about this on many occasions. So here you can actually see another area where there's been some deterioration to the grade, where you've seen kind of this little spot here kind of that's been washed out, and again that's just going to continue to happen since there's no kind of maintenance that's happening. Okay, so we're going to just continue pushing our way to the west, and then we're going to start coming up to a few little features, and eventually we're going to get to the Pearl River. All right, so back in the saddle here, and just continuing to make our way west. And so our next stop is going to be coming up in a little bit, so I'll zip you ahead there. We've got a few rock cuts that we'll be taking a look at. So here's our first cut. It's not a particularly big one or a long one. You can see it's probably 10 or 12 feet high. Again, a little different type of rock, not that kind of reddish rock. This one does have that reddish tinge to it, but not kind of really soft and shaly like. You can see it's a bit here on the south side as well. So here we're going to be passing through a fairly long, fairly straight embankment. The embankment kind of started here already. And again, sort of indicative of this area, just lots of embankments, lots of little kind of pieces of high ground, and then lots of ravines. And so I'm going to zip you through this one, and then there's going to be I believe a rock cut on the other side of this, and then we're going to be getting towards Pearl Lake. So you can make out the start of the rock cut here. Very similar to the one that we just passed through a few moments ago. See, there's a piece of tie here that we bounce over. Not particularly big, not particularly high. Again, just kind of neat to see. A little bit of graffiti. You can again see it on here on the south side. Now, I was kind of surprised when I came through this on the upbound journey. I was actually through this area twice before, and there was actually there was a bunch of oh, they've moved. They're over there now. So they're up there. Basically, this little shack and this trailer were actually right over here, right beside the grade. And there was actually another. There was like a vehicle or something that was parked here. It's kind of weird to kind of see you driving along or riding along on the grade here, and all of a sudden you sort of see that. So here we basically have a kind of a grown-in section. Somebody has kind of bushed it out a little bit and kind of trimmed back the alders that are kind of growing alongside the grade here. Again, it would be kind of a tight squeeze. I think the first time I came through here, and it was you know, these alders were kind of hanging over, and wasn't a lot of room. And you can see it's been kind of cut back fairly extensively. But again, that's just gonna happen, right? Some of this brush grows in very, very quickly. So it's gonna get windy here in a second. We do have last few days we had a very, very cool kind of north wind, and so basically where we are here, you can actually see the base of a telegraph pole there. This is Pearl Lake, and on the far side of the lake is the Trans-Canada Highway. So right in front of that rock cut that you can see in the distance, and you can hear the transports and the vehicles kind of going on the road. And so this is a beautiful little lake. Again, too bad it's windy, because if you get kind of a calm day, again you can see the traffic there. If you get a calm day, the lake is just beautiful, especially first thing in the morning, and it's kind of spring like this, and you get some steam coming off the lake. Here you can see another telegraph pole, the base of it. So I'll try to turn this way and kind of give you. So it would have been a beautiful little view here with the train kind of skirting the lake, and you can see kind of the cliffs in the distance there. Oh, we have a couple of ducks. And Luna just saw them too. Okay, so we're going to pull up here and again give you a nice little view here of Pearl Lake, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to continue pushing our way to the west. We're getting close to the Pearl River and our destination.